Hello, everyone. I'm ZHAO Chuang. Let's draw a black rhinoceros. The black rhinoceros is a very recognizable large animal native to the Africa. It is very beautiful with an elegant profile. When drawing, we need to pay attention to the lines and draw them nicely. Although it is a large animal, it is not clumsy. In addition, its long horns make its body have a sense of extension. Also, when drawing, we must pay attention to its proportion. If we want to draw its shape accurately, we must first determine the height and width of its body, then segment the specific length and width of various parts, such as the legs. If we compose the sketch before we fixing these, it won't be mistakenly drawn on the paper. There are some more features we need to focus on. For example, its eyes are situated in the middle of its head. It's easy to make mistakes for this part. At the highest and rearmost part of its head, we can find its ears. In addition, on the top of the black rhinoceros spine, at the front, there is a sail-like bulge structure, which is like a hump. This structure links to a significant amount of muscles of its forelimbs. This gives it more strength when running. These several mentioned features must be drawn clearly. After knowing all these, we can get into drawing this black rhinoceros. Before we start drawing, pay attention to its body proportions. Make a draft to determine the positions of its each body part in the picture. Apart from its nasal horns, we first set the highest point of its body. The highest point of its head is here, and the ears and the nasal horns are protruding. The nasal horns may get to this point, and the ears may be at this position. The nasal horns are the highest. Let's draw it raising its head. After the head, the highest point of its trunk, which is at its shoulders. It's about at this point. Its back is bent down and the third highest point is at its rump. After setting the height, let's set the width. The nose at the front is here, and its furthermost part is here. The legs are probably at this position, and the head is probably this big. Its neck is thick. The shoulders are about this high, and the belly hangs down. Then it's the thigh, the calf, the foot, and the foreleg with the foot. And the other foreleg. After determining the approximate positions, let's start drawing the details. Let's begin with its nose. Probably in this position of the nose is a relatively large nostril with many wrinkles above it. The mouth of the African black rhinoceros is very unique. They have hooked lips, which is an important feature that distinguishes them from the white rhinoceros. There are a lot of wrinkles on the corners of its mouth, and the lower lip is covered under the mouth, revealing a tiny part of it. Its lower jaw is thick and very round. Then it goes backward, and on the above are the ears. The rhinoceros has pointed ears, which are both upturned. Its forehead is slightly raised. And it goes forward to connect the nose like this, but don't link it up, because we'll draw the two nasal horns here later. The position of its eyes is more difficult to set. Let's first draw the nasal horns to help locating the eyes. Rhinoceroses generally have both nasal horns facing backward, but some black rhinoceroses have both nasal horns facing forward. Let's draw a rhinoceros with an exaggerated look that the horns are facing forward. The horns of rhinoceros are like human fingernails, which are not made up of bone. Different rhinoceroses have their nasal horns facing different directions. Let's draw its eyes. Its eyes are very close to the front, usually below the second nasal horn, at this position. Before drawing its one eye, let's draw the wrinkles around it. It has small, triangular eyes. Next, let's draw its raised neck and back. Its back has well-developed muscles, and so does its neck. The underside of the neck is very thick skin. Let's draw its shoulders. Its shoulders are very rounded, forming a huge triangle. Its upper arms are wrapped under its shoulders, with many wrinkles on the skin. Its forearms are round and thick. Then it goes to the other side, the upper arm and the forearm. Then let's draw its feet. The foot has 3 toes, with the largest in the middle, smaller ones on the sides, and all have blunt hoof-like toenails at the end. We can only see the toes when we draw the foot on the other side. Let's draw its saggy belly. On the side of the body, we draw some traces of the ribs and some wrinkles. Next, let's draw its rear legs. Its thighs are thick and round. Its calves are short. Animals that don't run for a long time generally have shorter calves. The rear legs have 3 hooves, the biggest one in the middle and the smaller ones on the sides. Then we come to the foot on the other side. These are the 3 blunt hooves, and one of which is blocked. Draw the ankles a little bit sharper, to make them more powerful. On the back, its rump is at the highest point. Then it goes to its tail, which ends with a relatively long tuft. Good, we've done this black rhinoceros.